Hello, gorgeous girls and beautiful boys, men and women. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Timmy Nicolayo, and I am a product manager. And what do we do here? We talk about product management, everything product management, and also it's the first day in the month of November 2025. Happy New Month! Happy New Month to all of you, existing subscribers and also the new joiners. Thank you so much. Happy New Month. I pray that in this month of November, you experience joy unspeakable, you experience God's blessing, you experience breakthrough in Jesus' name. Amen. So yes, last week we concluded our topic on DOD and DOR. So definition of ready and also definition of done. So we concluded that, and I hope that the videos, because there were two, you found them really, really helpful. And yes, I hope so. So today we are going to be talking about something, but let me just give you a scenario. It's towards the end of the year, right? And people are already thinking, I want to move from this point to this point. I want to travel out. It's the festive season. Let me go out. Some of us cannot relate because we are going to be here till it is well. But yeah, some people are already planning. They will even visit like four countries before the end of this year. Are you even seeing money? But some of us cannot relate. Like I said, again, some of us we will relate in Jesus' name. But the truth is, some people are already planning, like, oh, I'm going to go from this country to this country, from this country to this country. And these are some of the things that I would do, right? These are some of the things that I would take along. It's gonna be for like 2 months, and I have to go with like 3 boxes and all of so there is like a plan, there's a strategy. So it brings me to what we are going to talk about today. So you've got this amazing product idea, right? And you are pumped. The whole thing is pumped. Everyone is like, what? Let's build it. We want to build all the things, right? QA is already like, what? We are ready for you people. Developers are already saying, don't worry, we are going to build everything, and it's gonna be bug free. And designers are like, I'm going to give you the best design you've ever seen, right? But 6 months later, you are drowning in features nobody asked for. Your team is confused, and stakeholders are wondering why you built a cat photo filter instead of a checkout option or something optimization, right? Fine, even if you are going to be selling, let's assume that it's an e-commerce application. Even if you are going to be selling cats on that application and you want to filter different colors of cats, will people not check out? So the most important one too, that is like the checkout option, you did not put it there. How are people going to buy from you? How are you going to make money? How are people going to know that, okay, this thing, maybe you just want to build an application for sightseeing to see different colors of cats, different breed. I like dogs, so probably different breeds of dogs, right? Probably that's what you want to do. You don't want to sell, you just want people to come and be, oh, this dog is so beautiful, oh, this dog is so amazing. So yes, I'm familiar. So that is what happens when you skip product road mapping. So what we are talking about today is product road mapping. You're looking at me like, products we have roadmap again. Yes, so it will. So today I'm breaking down everything you need to know about product road mapping, what it is, why you absolutely need one, and how to create one that actually works. So let's get into it. What is product roadmap? What is a product roadmap? So first thing first, right? What even is it? Like when you think of product roadmap, what are you thinking about? So think of it like a GPS for your product. When you want to move from point A to point B, sometimes when you don't know, for example, I don't know some places in Lagos, Nigeria, right? And I want to move from, let's say, where I am currently to somewhere else. I'm always going to Google. I will always use my Google Map. You cannot shame me for using my Google Map. I will bring it out and I'm going to use it. So it's a visual document that shows where your product is going, when you plan to get there, and why you are taking that route. So, for example, let's say, oh, you are going from Yaba to Surulere, and you are new in Lagos, you don't know where that is, right? You can just put it on your map. You already have the address. You can just put it on your map. Now you have a reason why you are going there, right? Where your product is going, where you are going, when you plan to get there. So I need to be there in the next 30 minutes, and why you are taking. So if you want to go to, let's say, Surulere, will you go and pass Ilupeju all the way to Oshodi before? No, you can just go from Yaba to Surulere. It's not so far, instead of going all the way before going to Surulere. So, but here is the thing, it's not a to-do list. I've seen so many people assume that, in fact, confidently say that their product roadmap is a to-do list. Tadam! It is not it's not a to-do list. Your product roadmap, it's not a to-do list. It is not a project plan with every tiny task. Do you understand? It is not a project plan with every tiny task. You have to put everything. You have to start breaking everything down. Why do you have the PRD? So it's not a project plan with every tiny task, and it's definitely not a contract written in blood that you can never change. So it is always movable. You can always move things around in your product roadmap. For example, your customer is saying that that feature that you have in your backlog on number 10 is what they want as number one, and you're saying no, 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 we need to, this is it, this is how we think it should go. It's not that, because they are the ones that are going to use it. So you have to listen to your customer. You cannot just say because this is what I feel. It's not about your feeling. I've said this so many times. It's not about your feeling. It's not about how you feel. It's about what the market is saying. So let's see. A roadmap is a strategic tool that, one, communicates your product vision and strategy. It communicates what you want to build, and also the strategy. How are we going to go about building the solution? It aligns your team around shared goals. Everyone that are going to be working on that product, they understand what the end goal is, what the outcome of that product should be. So everyone is in alignment. They understand that this is how we want to go. Like I said, it is always movable, but even in that moving situation, people are still in alignment. So it helps prioritize what to build next. So for example, let's say we have like 30 features to shun out for MVP and also our version 1, right? We already know which one is going out first. Will you build an application that people cannot sign up? Will you build an application that, like we said, for the e-commerce, there is no checkout option? What are you doing there? Like I said, private is just a sightseeing application. It's also set expectations excuse me, with stakeholders. For example, let's say you already have your product roadmap and you see that, okay, this particular feature is going to take 2 weeks, this particular feature is going to take 2 weeks, and this one is going to take 4 weeks. That's like 10 weeks in total. You can now go to your to your stakeholder and say, oh, this product, this particular feature, right? Okay, the combination of these three features, it's going to take 10 weeks in total, and that is just for development, after which QA is going to come on board to start testing. And let's say 2 weeks for QA to test before we can now say, okay, we are ready to bring in users to start testing and all of that. Do you understand? So it gives clear expectation. It sets expectation with stakeholders. You understand that, oh, this is how long it's going to take, and you can communicate that clearly with your stakeholders, and it keeps everyone moving in the same direction. It keeps everyone moving in the same direction. Nobody's saying that, oh, you know what, I'm a genius on this team, I'm going to pick my own feature from number 10, and we still have number 1 to 9 that we've not even started, but you have decided that it's number 10 that you want to pick it up from. So it's not done that way. Everyone should walk in the same direction. And the best part is that a good roadmap answers these three magic questions, right? Where are we going? That is the vision. Where are we going? Like I said, if you are going from one place, you want to know, where am I going? I'm going to the island, right? Why am I going there? That is the strategy. What do I want to go and do there? Do I want to go and party? Do I want to go and see friends? Do I want to go and do something professional or business related? You want to know why you are going there, and also how we will know that we're on track. Okay, so if I'm using like Uber or Bolt or something, right? How am I going to know that I'm getting very close to where I am going? Okay, the car is moving on my map. Like I said, I'm gonna always, even when I know the place, I will always bring out my map, my Google map, right? So I'm going to say that, okay, oh, how will I know that I'm getting there? This map, when I left my house, it said 50 minutes. Now I'm like halfway and it's still saying 50 minutes. Is everything okay? Do I need to share my location with my family members? Do you get? So notice I didn't say when for every single feature. That's intentional. We're actually going to get there. So why do you need a roadmap? Let's think about it. Why do we need a roadmap? Let me tell you a quick story. I once worked with a startup that had no roadmap, and every Monday, right, the CEO would come in with this very brilliant idea they got over the weekend. She's going to go like, so you know what, I had like drinks with my friend over the weekend, and they actually told me about this thing. I feel like it's actually a brilliant idea. Let's start working on it. The team would drop everything, pivot to the niche anything, and never finish anything. After a year, right, what happened was that they had started 47 features and completed just three. Just three out of 47. And none of those three actually moved the needle on their business goals. None of those three. Because you know what? Everything, we are just moving round and round in circle. We don't have direction. There is no direction. Everybody's just going according to the flow. We are moving according to the flow. Don't be that team. So here's why roadmaps are essential. For your team, we are going to talk about the team. We are going to talk about the organization. And I think the last one is, I can't remember now, but we'll get into it. Now, for your team, right? No more confusion about priorities. So we already know what we are prioritizing. we already know what we are going to do in sprint one. Everyone understands the big picture. We can see it. Even though we are not there, we've not built it, but we already know. Oh, I'm smiling. We already know what the big picture is. Developers can actually plan their work. Developers, like, they are not confused. They are not just coming today and saying that, oh, this is the one that they will get confused. And it's actually heart wrenching when you do things like that, because you are just moving people anyhow. And for someone like me, right, it's kind of destabilized me when I am not focused, when I don't know where I am going. Designers see how their work connects to strategy. That's what happens. So you see, everyone, I'm actually talking about the team now. So designers, developer, even you as the product manager, your mind is at rest that, oh, I know where we are going. So for stakeholders, right, executives get visibility into progress. So they understand that, oh, this week, oh, these people said they are going to do XYZ. Okay, this is Monday. They said it's going to take a week or 2 weeks. They understand the progress. And every time we are going back to tell them that, oh, we've moved from point A to point B, we are now on D. So they understand sales knows what's coming, so they can sell better. Sales will not go and sell what you did not build. So they understand that this is what we have on this application. I'm actually laughing. Sales knows, they know what's coming, so they can sell better. Marketing can plan launches in advance. So marketing already understand that, oh, we are building XYZ application. We are building this. They already start thinking, they start brainstorming on the kind of content to push out to support that our products, right? Customer success can set proper expectation. They're already preparing their mind that once we get into the market, right, these are some of the things that could happen. So we have to plan accordingly that, oh, everybody is set. Now, for your products, right, you focus on what matters most. You focus on what, you are not just building everything, you focus on what matters most. Resources go to high impact work. So you're not just picking anything. It is what is high impact. Oh, this thing, once we're able to achieve it, it is impactful. It is going to, me, I'm always concerned about the organization bringing money. So it is high impact work. You're not just doing anything. It's not just watery impact, right? So it is high impact work. You can say no to distractions and minutes, to be honest. You can say no distraction. Like that example, you can say when there is a roadmap, you can say no to, oh, no, please, politely, and you mean it. You stand on business. You clock it. You tell the boss that, you know what, ma'am, we are going to take this, but let's put this in the backlog, right? Let's just focus on taking these ones out. Then we can always come back on it. So you actually ship things that move metrics. You are not just building everything. So the bottom line is roadmap turn chaos into clarity. At the beginning, before roadmap, right, everything is just everywhere. You don't even know what you are trying to do. Probably for you as a product manager, it is clear, but to the remaining people on your team, it may not be clear. So product roadmap it turns chaos into clarity, and clarity is how you ship products people actually want. When you understand it, in fact, when people come to you, you can speak on it like, okay, this is it. So now let's get into it. Types of roadmaps. How many types of roadmap do we have? So not all roadmaps are created equal. All roadmaps are not created equally. So let me show you some of the main times and when you need to use each one. So the timeline roadmap, this one is the classic. So we have like the timeline roadmap. I mean, from the word timeline, you already should understand what it means. So it shows features plotted on a calendar. So let's say Q1, Q2, Q3, right, etc. So you see that, oh, for Q1, this is what we are going to use. So when to use it? When you have external deadlines, regulatory requirements, or you are coordinating with other teams that need specific dates. So that is when you need to use the timeline. So you need to watch out for this create false precision. Like, don't go and put things that you cannot achieve in Q1. You don't put everything in Q1, or you put lesser things. No, you put lesser things in Q1. You put heavier things in Q2 and Q3, and you put very soft things in Q4. It has to be something that it is achievable, right? So things change, and suddenly you're explaining why you are late on something that wasn't really a promise. So you shouldn't do that. And the now, next, later roadmap, that is another one. This one is actually my personal favorite. So we have the now, what we are doing now, what we are going to do next, and what we are going to do later, like probably in the future, maybe that time safe, maybe somebody else will come and take over. You get me? So you actually plan like the now, the next, and the later. So group initiatives into three buckets. That's what you want to do. What you are doing now, what's next, and what's later. So when to use it for internal teams. So if you are working like with a very small amount of team members, let's say like 10 thereabout, you can use that one. And early stage products, if you are working in a startup, you can also use it. And when you want flexibility, when you want to move things around. So why it works is there is no forced deadline. The other one, right, it creates false precision. But this one, there is no false deadline, so you can move things between buckets as you learn without looking into it like, oh, we failed. Even when we fail, right, we can still look at it like, okay, we are picking this as a lesson. So the third one is outcome based roadmap. This one is a strategic one, so it focuses on what you want to achieve. It focuses on the end goal. Like, yeah, well, we are doing things in the pipeline, right? But the focus is actually entirely on the outcome. So what you want to achieve, you're thinking about not what which features should you build and what features should you not build. So example is, instead of building recommendation ending, right, you will say, oh, increase user engagement by 25%. This is actually a very good one to use. So the end goal is actually clear to everyone. If you say recommendation engine to me, I'm looking at it like, what are you talking about? You want to bring people to the application? Yes, that is actually what you want to do. But in a simpler term, you are saying increase user engagement by 25%. I clearly understand that. So when to use it? When you want teams to be creative about solutions, when you actually want to bring out the creativity cap or something, I don't know how to say it now, from everyone, every members of your team, right? You can use that when you are empowering or autonomous team. So in fact, if you are not going to, I'm not saying that as a product manager, you should be a ghost. You are going to be there, but sometimes probably when you are not on the call, right, your team can work. They are self-motivating. They can do things by themselves. The only thing is that they will come and give you feedback that, oh, this is what we decided to do. What do you think? So the pro tip is, this is the most mature type, right? But it requires trust and strong product thinking. It is very, very mature. It is actually for like way experienced product managers. But me, I'm going to say that you can use the now, next, later product roadmap. Now, the last one is team-based product roadmap. Team, like THEME, right? Team based. Okay, this is what we are trying to build, right? So group works into strategic teams, like, okay, improve onboarding. We understand that the focus currently is onboarding or enterprise ready. We get it. So when do you use it? You use it when communicating to executives or when your work spans multiple features. So when you are working across multiple features, right, you can use that. Which one should you use? Which one should you use? I think really, and I'm going to be very honest, I think I really do not do this outrightly where I tell you that this is what you should do. But I'm going to say that you should start with now, next, later. It's flexible, it is honest, and it is easy to maintain. And as you mature, right, you can add outcome metrics and save timeline roadmaps to when you are absolutely ready, like when you need it. But for you, to be honest, right, again, you're going to use the now, next, later roadmap for a very long time. It's actually very good. It's flexible. It allows you to do things way better. Now, how to build your roadmap? How do you build your roadmap? So I have like step by step, and I want you to really pay attention right here. So now the first one is, you need to start with strategy, not features. You need to start with strategy. How are we going to go about it? We understand the problem. We've been able to come up with a solution. How do we go about it? What are the things that we need? So this is where most people actually miss it, right? They jump straight into, let's build X, Y, and Z. So you need to stop, just take a deep breath. You've escaped. Ask yourself, what's our product vision for the next 1 to 3 years? What business goals are we trying to hit? What do our users desperately need? And what does the market demand? This is actually clear. I've said a lot about those things. You should prioritize the users. You should actually look at your product vision. You should also consider your organization. So you need to write down your top 3 to 5 strategic themes. These are your North Star. So example, we want to improve user retention. We want to expand enterprise customers, and we want to increase revenue per user. So these are some of the things that you should consider. So the second step is gather input. Don't let it overwhelm you, right? So you gather it, you look at it, you say, okay, this is what I need. We can put this one here. We don't really need this. Let's do away with this. Okay, this one, so it's looking very good. Let's bring it. So talk to customers. Those are some of the things that you need to do. You need to talk to customers. What are their biggest pain points? What are some of your biggest pain points? Not your team members alone. You need to talk to your customers. Sales and support. Okay, what request come up constantly from your tickets, right? What are some of the things that are in the same category from customers, right? And also leadership. What are the business priorities? What are we prioritizing for Q1? What is our goal for this year? And we can build something that aligns with that. So your team, what technical debt is slowing us down? We want to also understand that. And also data. What does our user behavior tell us? So the pro tip is, use a simple scoring system. Rate each idea on impact, effort, alignment. Then you calculate, and what are the winners? Those are roadmap candidates. Do we understand it? Now the third one is prioritize ruthlessly. you need to prioritize adequately, really, not just ruthlessly. So you can't do everything. In fact, you probably can do most things, but you need to prioritize. So you use a framework like rise. We've already, I have a video where I explained rise, value versus effort matrix. We have that one too. Kano model, I have a video on that. But honestly, the best prioritization question is, if we could only do one thing next quarter, what would create the most value? If we are thinking of the way things move, things are actually moving very fast lately, and we are looking at it like, okay, fine, if we are to prioritize anything from this product backlog, which one are we going to pick first? So start there, then add number two, then add number three, and etc. until your plate is full. Remember, a product's roadmap with 100 items is not a roadmap, it's just a wish list. So you need to prioritize ruthlessly and adequately. Now, step four is structure your roadmap. You need to structure your roadmap. So let's say for a now, next, later roadmap, now is this quarter. So list 3 to 5 major initiatives, include the outcome you expect, and show who is working on what. Do you understand? Now, the next quarter is another initiative you are confident about. So you create like less detailed teams and goals at the priority. Do you understand? So you just create like teams and goals, or those ones are fine. Then for later, which is the future, like I said, those ones are strategic ideas you are exploring. So items that depend on now work finishing, but the big bets is you are validating those ones for the future. Do you understand? Now, example, now we want to redesign onboarding flow. Then it goes, the goal is that increase activation from 40% to 50%. Now we are also focusing on launching API for partners. The goal is that we need to add 10 integration partners. Do we understand now? Those are the things that we want to focus. Then there is the next part. We want to improve our mobile application. We want to advance our analytics dashboard. Some of those things, right? For Nest, right? Then the later part is, everyone is crazy about AI now. Everybody is doing something AI related. So you want to do AI powered recommendation, international expansion, preparation. Those are some of the things that you can save for later. Or if you want to try to do AI now, you can do AI now too. So the fifth step is add contest. Add contest. This is the secret sauce, right? For each initiative, include why it matters, success metrics, dependence, status. Status is very, very important, so that you know the one that you've done. You know the one that is pending, and you know the one that is not started at all. So this context turns a simple list into a strategic communication tool. So make it visual. That's the sixth step, right? So you make it visual. Nobody wants to read a 50-page document. In fact, even me, I don't want to read it. So you use tools like Product Board, Aha, Roadmonk, FigJam, even Google Slides. You can use Google Slides, So you use colors, you use icons, and you also add clear sections. Make it something people actually want to look at. Make it very beautiful, not extremely colorful, but make it beautiful. Now, roadmap do's and don'ts. We're actually coming to the end of the video, and I'm like pumped. So what are some of the do's and don'ts? I'm just going to rush through it. So the first one is keep it simple. One, update it regularly, share it widely, focus on problems, not just solution. Include why for everything. Leave buffer time. Things always takes longer. So you just don't just stay there, like just don't just stay there and look like, oh, we are still here, we are stuck 2 weeks, 3 months, you are still there because it's just buffering. You are not moving. So you should always progress. Oh, we're having this blocker. Let the scrum manager take care of that. You go ahead, start working on the product, like let the team continue, except if it is something that is like a very, very big blocker that will affect every other thing, then you need to sit on it and get it done. Say no often. Say no. I have a video where I actually explained it. Say no often. Protect your roadmap from bloat. And some of the don'ts are, don't treat it rather, don't treat it as unchangeable. Like I said, flexibility is your friend. Promise exact dates unless you absolutely must. Get don't at the beginning. Don't promise exact dates unless you absolutely must. Don't tell them that, except you can see the future. Except you can see the future, then you can say, oh, you know what, this is it, it's gonna be ready in the next 2 weeks. Things do happen. Oh, hey, product manager, don't let the loudest voice win. Data should guide you. I've actually explained this a lot of times. Don't hide it from your team. They need to see the visions. Don't put every tiny feature on it. Keep it strategic, right? Don't forget about technical debt. It will catch up to you. It will. And don't build features just because competitors have them. I'm always saying this because competitors, well, you don't know what is going on in that organization. You don't know if they are struggling too, but they are there laughing. Oh, I like it. I like that spirit. When things are going on inside, but you're coming out to say, you know what, We don't like what we are going through. In fact, we absolutely look like it, but to God be the glory. But the golden rule is your roadmap should answer why this, why now for every single item. So if you can't explain it, it should not be there. If you cannot explain it, it should not be there. So maintaining your roadmap. Practical advice. I don't know why I'm actually talking, like really giving like actual advice, because I'm always want to allow people do things and find out, you f around and you find out, right? So the creating the roadmap is just the beginning. So here is how to keep it alive and useful. Weekly check-in. Is anything blocked? Do priorities need to shift? Quick 15-minute sync with leads, right? And you get like inputs. Those are like weekly check-in. You do monthly check-ins to or reviews. You can say, are we hitting our outcome goals? What did we learn? Do we need to adjust next items? Also, quarterly planning. We want to do like a full roadmap refresh. We want to move next to now. We want to reprioritize our later items. We also want to update strategy if needed. So can you see those are some of the things that you need to do? And also there is the communication cadence. Share updates with stakeholders monthly. Not monthly exactly, but I think the high priority or the bigger one should be like monthly. Then you have to do like not daily because that's too much. You have to do weekly, probably on Mondays. Then on Fridays, you can give them an update that, oh, things we said we are going to achieve this week. This is where we are. So present to leadership quarterly, then keep a public version for the whole company. Now, what are some of the mistakes? Feature factory syndrome. Avoid it. The chaotic pivot, changing um like changes everything, when you're just moving around, you should avoid that. The overstuff roadmap, you should also avoid that. You should also avoid the secure roadmap. There is nothing, like I said, it's flexible, so you should be able to move it. You should be able to move around. You should be able to do things, move this thing from year to year. You should not just stay on it. So product roadmap is not about predicting the future, right? It's about creating a shared vision and staying flexible as you learn. So what are some of the key things? I know I've said a lot today, and I hope you're able to watch to this point. But some of the things that I mentioned today is a roadmap is strategy, not a detailed plan. Start with why, not what. Focus on outcome, not just output. Keep it simple and visual. Update it regularly and share it widely. Say no to protect your yes. So your roadmap is a living document. You should go. You should always build on it as you get smarter about your users, your market, and your products. So grab your team, block out a few hours, and start building your roadmap today. So that is what we are going to be talking about this week. That is what we are going to, when we get to the office, that is what we are going to be talking about. So if you found this helpful, smash that like button, subscribe for more product management tips, and drop a comment below to tell me what's your biggest roadmap challenge in your organization. So I'm reading every comment and I actually like hearing from you. See you on the other side next week by God's grace. Bye, 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 bye.